Hello, Virgo. Welcome back to Medicine Tarot. This is your August 2020 reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. If you look at Venus placement, I don't. This is just for Sun, Moon, and Rising, okay? Cross watchers. I don't know if this is going to be a love reading. I don't know. But it certainly is a reading about relieving the toxicity in your life. The great purge, right? It's funny. COVID did this to all of us, I believe. It brought things up, and now we're like, okay, gotta let it go, right? And the way I describe it is if you turn the TV off and you sit in silence, stuff is going to come up. And I feel like, in a way, that's exactly what happened with COVID. The world was the TV and we turned it off. Just a couple of things before I get into this reading. I'm on Patreon. I hope you join me there one day. It will be fun. It's a completely different energy. I post guided meditations, different articles. It's healing oriented. I'm also a transformational coach, which is just a fancy way of saying I facilitate healing paths for people. If you're interested in that, you want to work with a therapist, but not exactly a therapist. You actually want to work through your problems. My information is below and on my website. I use psychosomatic tools, different tools to approach these problems, and just be aware that there is work and attention required outside of our sessions. I don't believe that we'll heal just by talking to someone for an hour two times a month. No, that's not going to happen. But, so all that, cool. You're already working on something. And sometimes the universe delivers this resolution and solution of bad vibes on our behalf. We all hate negative situations, toxic relations. We all hate that. But there's nothing like getting burned to teach us not to touch that stuff faster. There's nothing that can teach us faster than actually getting burned. And you got burned. You got burned. But here's the Ten of Cups. What two extremities you're dealing with here? Devil energy, happily ever after energy. What is going on here? The night to your day, right? The hot to your cold, the whatever to, right? It's very interesting what you're engaging with here. It's like your ultimate wish also somehow has the seed of your ultimate darkness. Is it their darkness? It's easy to paint them as the evil one, but what are they bringing up? Because there's something here that, let me open this card up. Lovers in reverse. Thank you, Spirit. I don't know what. Give them more. Right. Ooh. Can it be that you are dealing with a Leo? And I'm sorry, not a Leo. Can it be that you're dealing with a Leo? This feels just like their reading. Or maybe they have Sun, Moon, Rising, Leo, something. Anyway, there's something that you're not choosing. You're like, no, gotta go. I can't do that, right? Like you're like, no. And what you're saying no to the fog. There's serious fog here. There has been serious fog, and now the fog is lifting, but it's lifting only because you are, how do I explain? Pulling back your energy. It's literally the same thing I just said to Leo. Pulling back your energy. Masculine energy. So why does the masculine come up? Even if you are a woman, you may have not practiced enough masculine energy before, right? Because you were giving. You weren't creating action on your behalf. You were more in the spirit of receiving and doing that kind of energy flow rather than speaking your truth, potentially even. Again, there's misunderstandings here for and confusion for all of the things that added up. I'm telling you, these cards are all Leo reading. So that's weird. Again, same exact cards. Sorry, I'll get off that. Pretend. People were pretending. There is a lot in this situation that went down. I feel like you're filtering through a bunch of negativity, pretense, conflict, misunderstandings, victim mentality, blah, 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 blah. All of that is summarized in this card. But look, these two people down here, that is the lovers, but they're chained. This card is also the lovers, but they're not chained. They are free. They're giving themselves freedom. So, in order for you to come to this, we will have to get unchained. So all I want to ask you is, how will you become unchained? And how will you allow the other person to take off their own chains? Because sometimes we don't allow people. You know, we're like, you know the saying, if you love something, you must let it go? People don't understand what that phrase means. They think it means to run away from people and break up with them. No. If you love someone, you have to not keep these chains, this chain on them, from you to them. Take off the chain. Same cards. I don't know what's going on. Concealing, hiding, pretense. Someone here is also kind of an idiot. They're being idiotic. Sorry. Someone is being a little idiotic here because they're doing too much. They're talking too much. They're feeling too much. They're being too much. They're asking for too much. They're asking for way too much. Virgo, honestly, it could be you. Just take a minute and kind of think about that, because you are doing that. You are doing that in August. You're coming out of this fog and you're definitely coming out of the chains. So don't be afraid, is what I want to say, to think to yourself, that person's asking unrealistic things of me. You know, maybe I am too. Let me think, right? There's a time to build on out of this. You're not going to stay in this energy, so let's keep going. Asking too much. Doing too much. Where's this? And I really feel it. Like, I want to clean. Just want to be like, ugh, stop. You know? Your commitment is being tested. Okay? Your hard work is paying off. Yep, always will. The energy is gaining momentum. The end of a tough cycle approaches. A new romantic cycle begins. For some reason, you guys, I just really felt this couple that's been together for a really long time, but just has these gnarly fights and gets into these same negative loops, even though they love each other so much, and there's a part of them that would never actually break up, and yet the fighting is pretty severe. I don't think people are hitting each other, but it's it feels really bad. And I just want you to resolve it. I want you to resolve it with a therapist, if you need to. And I want you to really not engage in that energy when the other person is asking you to engage in that energy. Because this is the second time that I'm getting illusion, pretense, fakeness, all this stuff. Someone is holding on to a false mask. Like they're saying, I hate when you do this, right? But it's actually them being like, I'm so fucking insecure and I can't deal with my life if you're not a part of it. Be mindful. And we're not saying this to call people out and to be mean, but this is truth time. Tarot's truth time. Again, here you have the Seven of Pentacles, which means you're going to work on this. You're building up. Your hard work is paying off. Your focus on yourself, focus on whatever, it's going to pay off. The more you hold on to this pretense, like I almost want you to change the way you talk to this person, because I need you to catch them off guard. I know that sounds like we're plotting against someone, but there's something here that just feels like someone is purposely putting up a wall, like boom, 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 putting up a wall in front of you, and you're just like, whoa, what? Does that make sense? You could be dealing with a water sign female. But whoever you're dealing with, Virgo, here you are. Nothing will change, my darling, in this situation. Yes, it's a love reading. Nothing will change in this situation until you stop feeding the negative seed. There's a part of you that has to kind of like make sure that it's time to not engage with certain things anymore. And I know it scares you. I feel like you're afraid of losing this person, but you don't need to be. I really mean that. I really, really mean that. You shouldn't, because you guys do that power swing, power play, right? Sometimes they hold the power, sometimes you hold the power. It's not fun. None of it is fun. I think surrender to trust. Right. I think that you need to speak honestly about like, okay, listen, especially if you're in a very long-standing relationship. There's a certain level of honesty that you need to come from and just shoot your shot and not be afraid to speak truth and say like, this level of whatever, I cannot have that in my life again. Like I need to forever not have that ever again in my life. Like that, I cannot ever go to that place with you ever again. So it's not about you, it's like a standard for myself. And you may have been afraid to kind of say that before, but I think it's going to be healing for the both of you, because one party here is the immature one. I'm sorry, I can't make that cute. One party is the immature one, but both parties are definitely healing on stuff. Like, aren't we always? I just got this really shallow breathing too. I don't know why. It's like it's anxiety. Ooh, yeah, it's like anxiety inducing. That's why you keep quiet, Virgo. Don't do that. You keep quiet because you're scared. But it's really, really coming to, it really hasn't served you. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. I'm glad. I'm happy for you because why am I getting, wherever you're going, there's more goodness awaiting you there. I think you're like good, you know, you're good with yourself. You're actually quite confident. The other person is less confident than you are, and it becomes your fault. And if you are watching this for a Virgo, you know, and this is you that cross watcher and it's applying to you, take it, honey. But who cares? Just know where your boundaries are and don't let people like, right? And set some standards and keep those standards and say, if we ever cross this conversation again, I'm gonna disengage from you. That doesn't mean break up, but disengage in this conversation. It's important for you to set some boundaries that you have never set before, because this loop has been going on for a long time, and it sounds and looks like different fights, but they're all about the same thing, which is what? What's the same thing? Yeah. Right. It's about what you are not giving to them. Well, you're not giving me enough appreciation. You're not giving me enough. You're not giving. 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 You're not giving me enough respect. You're not giving me enough blah, 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 blah. You're not giving me enough this. Ugh, it's exhausting. I'm exhausted just hearing that. My Pellegrino. Hold on. Sparkling water for life. Okay. I'm going to end it there. But this whole like not giving, you're not giving me this. It's facade and deception for their insecurity. And why do I say that? Because people who genuinely feel like they're not receiving enough, they will say like, hey, okay, so I want to talk to you about this thing. You know, like they're nice about it, especially in a relationship. I just feel like there's nagging. Who the fuck is nagging? I'm sorry, it's just like, I can't. And it's creating... This person thinks that you'll never leave them. Oh my God. You're like, watch. It's terrible. I'm sorry. I don't want to cause shit right now, but it just feels like this person thinks that you'll never leave them. They'll always get their way and they'll always whatever come out on top. And they have these shitty like ideas, but the truth is like you do not want someone who's controlling, who's feels like they need to get their way, and when they don't, they actually tell you that you're the one who always needs to get their way, right? Like their inflexibility somehow is a reflection of your inflexibility, even though you never asked them to do shit to begin with. Weird standards, right? Very controlling. So the Emperor in reverse is someone who is not in their character. Their character is off. And I feel like that kind of person doesn't want to collaborate. They don't want to collaborate. It's all about what they're not getting. It's selfish. But again, it's coming from a false mask. What they're hiding. Woo! Thank you. What they're hiding, Virgo... Here you are, that's you, the King of Pentacles. You getting into your truth, right? You need to, what they're saying, what they're hiding, I said, right? And then I got this. You need to look at why they say the things they say. There's a lot of hidden factors in this relationship. But remember how you started your reading with the devil in reverse. That's how we're going to end it. Okay? You need to come out of that chain, reaction and chain in general that's bounding you to fake arguments that are based on untruth and fakeness. This person is immature. I'm sorry. Sorry, you don't have to, you can click off, but this is immature. This is emotionally immature energy. And it's so annoying. I could just feel it. Immaturity, right? Okay. You know what you need to do. If you need help, I'm here. If you need whatever, personal reading, connect with me in the description box below, all that jazz. You are a gorgeous earth sign, okay? You're strong and beautiful. You're going to have a wonderful month. You are lining yourself up with greater truth and relaxing. You're chilling out because you're like, okay, you know, I have my alignment and my power and people have their other power and we don't need to like get confused here. Okay? Adios.